Sometimes you can be too successful. A Filipino campaign to get more children to attend kindergarten has resulted in a flood of new enrolments and a system struggling to keep up. Philippine President Benigno Aquino's administration has revamped the country's education system, with one of the biggest changes being the K+12 program commencing this year. The program adds a free compulsory kindergarten year and 2 years of secondary schooling to the basic education cycle, bringing the country in line with schooling length standards throughout much of the world. But with a boom in enrolment numbers and shortages of teachers and facilities, some people are not convinced. Chito Santos reports.
As students across the Philippines begin the new school year, some teachers are worried. Compulsory kindergarten classes have begun this year, with further changes to the curriculum to gradually roll out within the next few years.
We are delivering a 10-year curriculum which should be delivered in 12 years. So we ought to take a look at the standards and the competencies that ought to be delivered in the different learning areas per grade level.
Yolanda Quijano is undersecretary for programs and projects at the Department of Education. She says the changes are set to enhance the quality of basic education, better preparing students for university and employment. Congressman Tinio, a member of the Alliance of Concerned Teachers Party, welcomes the kindergarten changes, but says that shortcomings remain.
These are necessary reforms, important to implement a universal kindergarten program. However, our problem is it is doing so with inadequate funding, poor preparation, so it will severely compromise the quality of kindergarten education that will be provided to children.
Growing pains have marred the beginning of the school year.
There's a huge shortage of classrooms for kindergarten. So the Department of Education campaigned aggressively in the past 6 months for parents to enroll their 5-year-old children. And as a result, we expect up to 1 million more 5-year-old children to enroll in kindergarten classes in the public schools. However, government did not construct enough classrooms to accommodate these additional enrollees. So according to the department's own figures, there is a shortage of around 26,500 classrooms.
Teachers are also in high demand, but in short supply.
The Department of Education will resort to hiring what they call volunteer teachers. So these are unlicensed teachers. They don't have to have a teaching license, even though according to our own law, a teacher must have a license before they can teach in our schools. So the department waived that requirement, and they will be paid a ridiculously low monthly honorarium. It's 3,000 pesos per month compared to the minimum monthly salary, which is at around 9,000 pesos. So it's 3 times less than the minimum rate.
But the Department of Education is looking to remedy these problems by proposing a bill that would provide more funding for supplies and wages.
We are looking at a law that should really be passed in order that the salaries of the teachers or items of the teachers could be given. But now in Congress, it will soon be passed because it has been going through the second reading. We are only waiting for the plenary deliberations of the bill, and we hope that this year it could really be passed into law.
But for now, teachers and students will have to make do with what they have.
It's a general problem of the public education system. Overall, there's a gross lack of the teachers, classrooms, textbooks, and so on, which is why the very important debate and discussion on the curriculum itself kind of, fades into the background.
That's Congressman Tinio there with Chito Santos on that story on the new Filipino school year.